and now members. As you may recall, last year, filmmaker Gemma Lockhart presented a moving documentary about the Indian boarding schools. Many of us wanted to know more about the issues impacting our Native American community, especially the women and girls. Today, we have a special guest who will give us more insight into these issues and how Colorado is responding. Melody Delmar is a member of the Navajo Nation and has been the director of the Office of the Liaison for Missing and Murdered Indigenous Relatives within the Colorado Department of Public Safety since April 2024. Melody joined the office after leading the state of New Mexico's Indian Affairs Department's Missing and Murdered Indigenous Persons initiatives. Her passion and experience serving Indigenous communities led to the implementation of statewide cultural education and programming of Native American heritage for the state of Missouri. She also partnered with the National Institutes of Health Tribal Health Research Office to support the national public health response in American Indian Alaskan Native communities during the COVID-19 pandemic. In 2024, Melody received the 2023 U.S. Attorney General Merrick B. Garland Award for outstanding contributions to community partnerships for public safety for her direct work with MMIP on tribal, state, and national levels. As a Catherine M. Booter Scholar, she earned a master's in social work from the Brown School at Washington University in St. Louis. She earned her Bachelor of Science in Psychology from Northern Arizona University. We are so pleased to welcome Melody Delmar. Yay! Welcome, Melody.
Hello, Honorable Sue Ryden. Thank you for having me. I'm just waiting for the presentation to pull up. In the meantime, I want to say thank you for having me, honorable leadership and members of AAUW in Colorado. I'm very excited to be here to give you some updates and information on our office here. And just to reiterate from what information was given about myself, thank you. I'm Melody Delmar. I'm the director of the Office of the Liaison for Missing and Murdered Indigenous Relatives. We are housed within the Division of Criminal Justice at the Colorado Department of Public Safety. And good morning to everyone to this very important day. And I am always thankful for a space for our Native Indigenous communities and public policy work and how we move forward together within our state and with our partners on all levels. So I'm excited to give you a few updates and information about our office. And we'll go ahead with the next slide. So our office is a very new office in Colorado, as the Honorable Sue Ryden had mentioned that I had started in April, and coming from a background in research and policy work, I specified my work actually in the Violence Against Women Act, in both in practice and also academically. That has served as my sort of way to ground who I am as an individual, as a Native person in this work for public policy, but also moving forward in terms of, I'm sorry, I think we have the wrong presentation up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Which slide did you want, Melody? So sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Can I actually share my,
Yes,
okay.
absolutely.
Apologies, everyone. Let me share my slides real quick.
That looks good. It's sharing.
Okay, thank you. So our office primarily is committed to fostering our relationships in the community and building strong partnerships and connections to address these critical issues faced by the missing and murdered Indigenous community. And I also want to preface this with that this work is not only new to Colorado in terms of our office and responding, it's also pretty new in terms of our state and federal agencies within the past 5 years in responding from our level within our capacity to address this issue as we work with our families and state and public safety specifically. So our office serves as a primary liaison to tribal, local, state, and federal entities. We also connect MMIR families to reliable communication and cultural responsiveness. And we foster community building through presentations on education, awareness, and engagement in cultural events. I'm sorry, this is the wrong one too. And sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties. Our partnerships are key in MMIR action. I primarily use the Not Invisible Act as a guiding link to federal response, and this also is reflected in our community partnerships through key legislation and interstate collaboration and using innovative approaches, such as one thing that is unique to our office that I'm not seeing across the country in terms of our state response is that we have a data analyst that is going to essentially be a part of our office in terms of innovative approaches in data and research, which as we know, is in myself working with public policy and also research, are a very nice complementary way that we can inform our communities with data and response related to the Not Invisible Act and what are the most effective ways we can move forward in terms of how we can enact better legislation, better policy to inform our families of public safety initiatives such as the response. And so through the Not Invisible Act, I've been able to address different strategic initiatives in terms of fostering and sustaining stakeholdering relationships and collaborations across our networks across the states. And so this has definitely proven true in terms of our missing Indigenous alerts person system. And I'm excited to let you all know that we also have strategic planning and continued foundational growth through our community volunteer advisory board. And this advisory board is across our state with representatives from our Native American community, from the U.S. Attorney General's office, from grassroots organizations who are identified in the original legislation that came through a few years ago. So I'm very excited about that. So how can you take action? Here's a call to action to everyone on the call. There are 2 strategic pieces that I would want to leave for you to be aware of. One thing is awareness that is very important to the work in terms of response. We have our Missing Indigenous Persons Alert, which is called a MIPA, and that is coming through from our Department of Public Safety's Colorado Bureau of Investigation, who has their own MMIR analyst and also system that they use to when there's a person who goes missing who is identified as an Indigenous person, it goes out primarily through email and also through text message. And so if you'd like to sign up for that alert, I'd invite you to take action and sign up for that because it is crucial in terms of finding our missing persons. So that alert gives you the area the person came from, as much information as we know of, where they potentially might have gone, and also contact information for if that person is coming from a different area or, different part of Colorado, and also a picture and who to contact to report or to help that individual. The next call to action that I have is the OMMIR Awareness Day on May 5th. This is a national day that happens not only within our state, but across the nation. And there are several events that I am aware of that are happening in different areas of the state. So if you're across the state, I would encourage you to visit our website to get more information, and also from the Colorado state task force, no, not state task force, excuse me, from the Colorado Missing Indigenous Persons Task Force. They're a grassroots organization that puts out a lot of great information about the awareness and training events that are happening. I myself am engaged with Women's History Month in March, and I'm partnering with the Colorado University in Denver to host an event of awareness in March. And so we have a lot of events in the works. And so simply showing up to these events in solidarity with the work we're doing shows that you're invested and involved in our communities and willing to learn more if you'd like, and to be a presence. And so I would just like to leave you with that. If you have any more questions or would like to speak further about the work of our office, of course, we're going to have some time for some questions and answers or any thoughts you might have. But here's my contact information. Feel free to give me a call or a text anytime. And there's my email there for y'all as well.
Thank you so much, Melody, for giving us that update on such an important program that's happening in Colorado. And we're so glad you're there leading the way.